My name is Lamour. I'm about to do an interview with Maricela Torres. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
And I thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. What would you do if you win the lottery?
If
Like you get $1 million.
$1 million. If I won the lottery, what would I do? If I won the lottery, I would pay off my student loans. The first thing that I would do. That has been something that weighs on me. The amount of financial aid that I had to take out in order to go on and obtain my undergrad and now in graduate school.
So being out of debt is a priority for you?
It is. I was raised to believe that you pay for what you need as you go along, and being in debt, especially now, knowing that obviously there's a value in the education, so I did it, but it weighed on my mind heavily for a long time before I decided to do it because of the debt.
Okay.
So that's what I would do. The first things.
Pay off your debt.
Yeah, pay off my student loans. Yeah.
And then what else would you do?
Well, if there's any money left over.
Don't tell me your school,
No, it's obviously not. But by the time you pay your income taxes and so on, and I would take a lump sum right now, it would probably be half of that. So I think I would probably, next after that, pay off my home. Yeah, I would pay off my house.
Would you buy a home or just the one that you have right now?
No, I would not buy another house.
Okay.
I would
so you like the one that you have right now?
Yes, I like it. It's perfect for me. It's just me. So I would pay off my home and have more financial freedom by default because I wouldn't have to be paying my monthly mortgage.
Okay. So I'm your counselor.
Yeah.
So how much would you give me out of that?
Well, I would continue to come to you to afford your astronomical fees.
You still come to me for counseling?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I would continue to come, so I would pay for your fees.
I can charge you more now, right? Because you are a millionaire.
I hope not.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I like the fact that you're thinking about being out of debt and paying off your house. And what else do you have in mind that you will do with that money?
I don't know that I would do anything else besides that. I think for me, it's really about that financial freedom. So I would be able to, by default, if I don't have that mortgage payment, maybe work less and concentrate or focus a little bit more on some of the other activities that I would love to be able to have some time to spend some time in. For example, I volunteer on Thursdays and Fridays teaching adults how to read and write. And I'm very passionate about the project, what we do, and the people that I help and that the center helps. And I know that there's so many needs there, like the food pantry, and people who have simple problems that I'm sure we could help them with if I had more time to dedicate to helping them help themselves.
Okay.
So that's important to me.
So helping other people is important.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily just go on a shopping spree.
Okay, you would take a portion of that money to help other people.
I think I would. I would help the center where I work and set up a little fund to help out the projects that I'm passionate about, such as the reading, the adult literacy program, and the food pantry. Those are very important to me, so I would definitely help fund some of that.
Okay. Now, since you never had that type of money before,
no.
Don't you think it would be nice to talk with someone who has been there, seek for advice and how to set up a budget so you don't end up spending everything?
Sure, but I also feel that I'm not the kind of person that would do that because I've never had that kind of money and I wouldn't get that money and all of a sudden go on a shopping spree.
Yeah.
That's not me.
But there's some list that you just gave me.
I said I would not go on a shopping spree.
Okay.
I would pay off my debt, which is only beneficial to me long term, and maybe help a little bit at the center. I wouldn't spend all my money there, but like I said, I wouldn't all of a sudden go jewelry shopping or go on some
Why not?
stupid
You got the
vacation.
money now.
You're right.
When was the last time you took a vacation?
You're right, but those things are not important to me.
Okay.
I like travel. I
You
like
do?
to travel, yes, I like
Okay.
to travel. I've been to Europe, Central America, Latin America, the Caribbean. I like to explore different cultures, and that's what I've done during the last 8-10 years with my money that I save. I go on trips. I took a year off a couple years ago, and I traveled all over the U.S.
So part of this
And
money would be
in
used for
Europe.
traveling.
Sure, so that's what I'm saying, it would give me that freedom
Uh-huh.
to not have to work maybe as much as I do,
I got you.
so that I would be able to do some of those things that I think are important to me.
Very good. So after you've done all these, and what else? You said that you mentioned that you're gonna work less, right? So are you gonna work less to create your own job, to invest the money, to earn more money, or what?
No, I don't think I would work less,
Because if you got that money, you're spending it. You don't have
Sure.
to wait.
right, and it's just $500,000, so that's really not gonna go very far. But the immediate effect would be the emotional and freedom, the financial freedom from having those student loans and paying off my house. So I would still keep my job, I would not quit my job.
Okay.
But I probably wouldn't be working overtime.
Mm-hmm.
I would work 40 hours instead of 50
I got you.
that I work now, and then with a full school load and so on, it can get tough.
Now, if you're in debt, there was, you made decisions that lead you to that. So what decision will you make differently after you get out of debt so you don't go back into that same?
The only reason why I feel like I'm in debt is because I owe this amount of money because of my student loans.
Okay.
That's really it. I am not the kind of person that decides to go out to dinner and put it on my credit card.
I got you.
So I wouldn't make any decisions differently. This has been the best money I've
So
ever
if
spent.
I'm listening clearly, at this time you don't think about getting a higher education, to borrow money to get a higher education, right?
Well, right now, my plan is to finish my master's degree, and after my master's degree, I'm starting to consider maybe my doctorate.
So with that money you have left, will
Right?
it be enough to pay for your school?
Maybe not, but I'm so willing to do it.
But there's a possibility you might get
Sure,
into debt.
sure, yeah, and I find it very valuable, and I've never been sorry that I've done this. This has been one of the most gratifying experiences of my life.
Okay.
The decision to go back to school and get my bachelor's degree was no doubt, hands down, one of the best decisions I ever made. Very expensive, but it was worth it. Deciding to come and work on my master's, same thing.
I got you.
Yeah, so.
But what I'm afraid of, you want to be out of debt. Now, if you use the money you win from the lottery to be out of debt, and then you go to a higher education, you're going to have to borrow money to build it. Is that going to square one?
Yeah, but I think that it will be okay, but because I'm still ahead.
Okay.
Because I paid off some of it,
All right.
so I'll still be ahead.
I
So in the end, really, I'm still ahead.
Why is it that education is so important to you?
I feel that education is very important to me because it has been the vehicle for where I am today.
Okay.
My parents were illiterate. I grew up in a home where my parents did not know how to read and write. And that's why I'm so involved with it now, I believe. My mom taught us, my sisters and I, that education was the only way to go from where she was, which my mom was a domestic maid, to where we are now. And my sisters own their own businesses. All my sisters have gone to college. We all have degrees. And to think about where we came from to where we are, and that we all own our own homes, that we've traveled, that we have, I mean, my youngest sister lived and studied in Europe for many years. We would have never dreamed of that when we were little.
Okay.
My parents could have never imagined that they were ever going to do that. And I think that the only reason why we are here is because she kept saying education,
It's
education.
important.
And that's why it's so important to me.
I'm so proud of the decision that you have been making.
Thank you.
You need to keep on going in the same direction.
Thank you.
Because, when when you think, most of the time people say education is expensive. And we know what I tell them, try ignorance. Ignorance is more expensive.
Right.
So I was so glad to talk with you. And I hope that from the information that I gathered from you, over being in our session, so I can help you at least considering establishing a budget, knowing exactly how much money to go now, since being out of that is your priority.
Okay.
And
Great.
thank you.
Thank you. I'm really excited.
I appreciate
Thank you.
that. All right.
Okay.